And this is Jen Gray, and welcome to Be Genuine Podcast. It is my heart that by the end of this episode, you believe that your story matters and that your authenticity is your superpower. Welcome to the stage, Jen Gray. Hi, friends. Happy June. What in the world? Like, what a fast year. All mamas and daddies out there, we survived May-cember where all the things happened. I mean, it was a crazy month. Hopefully you guys had the best month. So in the middle of the craziness of May, my birthday falls right in the middle of the month on the 18th. And I mean, I love New Year. I love all the holidays, and I love my birthday. Another reason to celebrate. I'm all about celebration, but even bigger is I heard Ed Mylett talk about birthdays a few years back, and it just changed my thinking even more so than just New Year's resolutions and starting fresh and starting new. He said, what do you want to leave behind in the year before and you are embracing in this next year? And so instead of looking back and saying, oh, I've grown over the last 20 years, it's every single year. Maybe it's even the whole idea of 1% better. So it's not some crazy, unrealistic expectations. But I think when we always are in the mindset of, I can grow, I can get unstuck, I can change, I can renew my mind, I can shift my mindset, I can step into something different. When we believe that can happen, even on a year in, year out basis, everything just seems more fluid. And it seems almost to relieve pressure of not changing, of staying the same. And so I just stepped into year 42. Let's go. And just embracing all the things of my 40s. But I think back to 41-year-old Jen. 41-year-old Jen was very different than 40-year-old Jen. And so what's 42 going to bring? So I thought over a couple of areas of my life and what am I leaving in 41 and what am I embracing and welcoming and championing in 42? And what does that look like for me? And so I want this episode to be an encouragement to you. So what I'm leaving behind first is limiting beliefs. Yeah. You guys have beliefs that you just keep mulling over in your head that become this mental loop that you go through where you're limiting yourself. And even as much as I've freed myself from limiting beliefs, I know myself enough to know there are still conversations internally that are happening over and over and over again that are not propelling me forward. They're holding me back. I'm done with that. I already know that the path and the trail that you're blazing in your world is not always going to be perfect. But the last thing that you need are beliefs and that are conversations internally that are pushing you off the path, that are telling you, no, you can't go that way, or you don't have enough strength to go that way, or you don't have enough wisdom to go that way, or whatever beliefs that we tie into our world. And as much as I've taken messy action and I've taken my own advice and just jumped, there are still those conversations that are happening. There's still those mulling over thoughts like, Jen, like, are you even where you want to be enough to be able to get somebody to where they want to be? Like, do you have enough success to be able to get someone else to other levels of success? And forget all of that. You know what I know? I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. Not the same person I was 3 years ago. Definitely not the same person I was a year ago. And what I know is there are people out there where I was 3 years ago. I know I can help them. I know I can help them shift their mindset. I know that I can give them tools that I used to get myself out of this thinking into this thinking. I know that I can do that. What limiting beliefs are you holding on to that, you just need to be done with? They're not serving you. They're doing nothing but holding you back, because here's the deal. Is it a limiting belief? What if that's not true? That's what I'd ask myself. Okay, Jen, but what if you could help somebody? Do you want to? Yes. So then what can we do different right now to step into that instead of allowing it to completely control and dictate my life? Maybe your birthday's not coming up for another 6 months. Are you even thinking about the year that you're living right now? How old are you right now? Maybe you are 42 and 20 days old. I'm not quite that old. I think I'm like 42 and 10 days old. How old are you? When you are the next year at this age, do you want to be where you are right now? Okay. Probably not. Maybe you're super happy with some parts. I hope you are. I hope you can embrace the journey and find joy along every part of your journey. But also, what are things that you want to be different? And is there anything in your control to make those different? So number 2 is shrinking my vision. I'm done shrinking my vision. I'm done saying I'm right here and I want to get right here and shrinking the where I am right now. I'm done with that. It's different than limiting beliefs. It's shrinking my vision. So I was listening to Dan Martell, and he was doing a whole conversation on stepping into things and bringing people along, because I have chosen to build a community around change, building a community around stepping into authenticity and getting unstuck and jumping into the life that we're proud to live. So in part of building a community, what is some big audacious goal that I can put out there and we can do together? So instead of shrinking my vision to where I am now, I'm going really, really, really loud about the fact that I want to be on a stage with Jamie Kern-Lima. I believe in what she does. She's an absolute mentor from afar. And I know that her message of worthiness and my message of authenticity would be a powerhouse event on a stage. So I'm going to keep speaking it. I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep creating connections. I'm going to keep sharpening my conversations and my speech and all of that, and trust and believe that I one day will be on a stage with Jamie Kern-Lima. It's a super fun story. I don't know if I've even shared this publicly, but you may have even noticed in the beginning of my podcast episode, the voice that brings me onto the podcast, it says, "Welcome to the stage, Jen Gray." It's Jamie Kern-Lima. It was about a year ago, and she launched her podcast. And when I listened to her episode of her podcast, I heard her welcome Oprah Winfrey to her show. And the more powerful part for me was to hear Oprah Winfrey say, "The Jamie Kern-Lima show." Jamie, did you imagine Oprah Winfrey would ever say the Jamie Kern-Lima show? And to hear those words come out of her mouth, I had a chills all over my body moment and thinking, oh my word, how amazing must that feel for Jamie Kern-Lima? Like, girlfriend, sit in all of that moment. And you did it. You did it. You did not give up on yourself, and you did it. And I was listening to her podcast while I was at the gym, and I went out in my car. I'm sweaty in my gym clothes. And I said, man, like, high five, Jamie. What a crazy cool moment. And also one day I'm going to hear on a microphone, Jamie Kern-Lima said, "Hey, welcome to the stage, Jen Gray." And I'm going to come up on the stage before Jamie Kern-Lima comes up and gives her talk. One day, that will be my Oprah Winfrey moment on your podcast. That will be my moment in life, because I so align with the vision of Jamie Kern-Lima. And I tagged her on my story, and she listened. And I'm literally driving home from the gym, and I see something pop up, and it's a response to my message, because when you tag on Instagram, it sends them a direct message of that story. And I saw it pop up on my screen, a voice message. Y'all, I almost drove off the. Oh, hold that thought. All right, friends, have you ever moved? You guys know how crazy, insanely stressful that can be. And I have a podcast partner that absolutely is a solution to this problem. If you are moving anywhere near the Atlanta area, you guys have got to call these guys. There is a company that genuinely makes the process as stress-free as possible. Atlanta Pack and Load boasts nearly 30 years of experience providing customized packing, moving, and storage solutions. They are fully licensed, fully insured, Better Business Bureau accredited, and the trusted moving partner for realtors all over Georgia. Call today for a free quote and make sure you let them know that you heard them right here on Be Genuine Podcast. 770-779-8959, or find them online. All of their info will be in the show notes. Move the smart way. Move the pack and load way. Oh, and I waited till I got home, and then I didn't know if it was going to go away, so I made sure I could screen record it, and I listened to it, and that's what it was. And for almost a year, I've sat on that recording just of my own heart saying, this is one day. Jen, if you don't give up, that's going to come to fruition. That will happen. The only way you're not on the stage, Jen, with Jamie Kern-Lima is if you give up. If you throw this dream in the trash can and say, it's too hard, my message isn't good enough. And I said, I'm done living small. And if I believe that I can impact a generation of young women, older women, everything in between, to step into their authenticity, to not be stuck, to never give into the dumpster fire of their life, and take that as an opportunity to rebuild ash on ash on ash, a foundation and a life they're proud of. If I impact one person, it's all worth it. So I got to give up the small vision. I've got to give up a shrinking vision, because then that's when big visions happen. What can you step into? What can you take people along the journey and let them get excited alongside? Because you know what? Listen, you guys following along on me chasing my journey, you know what it's doing? Inspiring you to start your own. This isn't about creating Gen robots. This is about inspiring you that if I can do it from nothing as a single mom of 4, completely rebuilding from the bottom again, then you can do it too. And that vision stays at the forefront of my mind. It's why I show up every single day in building this platform, because I believe that if I can do it, you can do it. And if I show you that I can do it, and if I prove that I can do it, and I end up on a stage with Jamie Kern Lima, you know what that's going to do in you? Spark a vision that's way bigger than you're even accepting for your life right now. So I'm leaving Shrinking Visions not 2024, in my 41st year, 42, that doesn't go. Perfectionism and discipline. There's a season in my life, you guys, it was a lifesaver for me to get up at 5 a.m. every single morning, do hard things, put one foot in front of the other and do that. And that was a season of my life. And my health and my fitness are a major, major importance of my life, but that has even shifted, and getting rid of the perfectionism. That if I need to work until midnight at night, that I don't need to prove to myself that I can wake up at 5 a.m. and not have enough sleep and energize myself with caffeine and keep pushing. What I know is I'm in this for the long haul. And what my body needs is sleep. What my body needs is rest. What my body needs is healthy living on all of the fronts, from intermittent fasting to working out to healthy habits on every single front. So for me, it was getting rid of that perfection, that I was a failure if I didn't get up at 5 a.m. There was a season for that. You may be in that season. I am high-fiving you every single bit of it, because I needed that to get me out of where I was. And now I need to take care of me on all fronts to be able to get me to where I want to go now, and to not live on 900 milligrams of caffeine every single day and pushing my body. And I know that's going to hurt me in the long haul. I'm here for the long haul. So gone are the days of perfectionism in that. And I'm living life at the speed that I want to live, with the advice of a whole lot of amazing, smart, healthy nutritionists and dietitians and mind, body, soul chiropractors, and knowing how my brain and body are connected and all of that. The healthy living is a totally different realm right now, because I've been surrounded and gotten myself in rooms of people who know how to help me get to the next level. And I'm here for it. So peace out, perfectionism. I don't have room for you anymore. And last is playing it safe. My word for this year is courage. And even more so as I step into year 42, I'm not playing it safe. I'm going to ask the big questions. I'm going to get in rooms of people who can help me get this message out. And I'm going to make the big asks. Gone are the years of playing it safe. And I feel like I've taken some big leaps, but what does it look like when I make bigger leaps that are going to get me a lot of no's? Because then guess what? When I'm getting no's, that means I'm reaching a level where I get to step into that next level so I can get a yes in these new levels. What are you leaving behind? Have you ever thought about every single year making sure you are stepping into a more aligned, bigger version of yourself? What does that look like for you? And so those are the things I'm leaving in 41, but here's what I'm bringing into 42. I'm living my future right now. Just saying yes, just showing up. This past month, y'all, it was unreal to look back and see, like, how did I even get here? And I don't even really know, other than I just kept showing up as me and getting in a lot of rooms and trusting that my energy is going to vibe with the right people, and I'm going to connect with the right people, and they're going to be the ticket to open doors, because the key in my industry is connections and exposure. The more people that get to know me, they're going to find out if my message aligns with them. But guess what? They're not going to know unless I get in front of them. I got to get in front of them. That's what I can control. But I'm living my future right now. I just did an event the very end, last day of May. And I was at a festival in my community, and it's amazing. I have a great friend, Brittany Hyde, who has started a movement, just a little sober bar, and she's just amazing. And I love what she does. And she hosts a festival. And if there was ever a festival that I would want to be a part of, it was hers. And just to support her entrepreneurial journey and just betting on herself and being all in for the journey that she's on. So I'm here for it. So I did live podcasting from an event all day on Saturday. And it started with a few weeks before I was asked to speak at an event, and they're like, hey, we have an expo table for you in the back of the room. I'm like, that's amazing. What the heck am I going to put on an expo table? Like, I have a podcast and I speak. And so guess what? I've surrounded by some amazing people, and I'm like, okay, guys, this is the time for the merch to launch. Let's launch merch. I'm going to get a site put up. We're going to do that. We're going to drop ship. We're going to do some locally. We're going to make this happen. I have a guy who has a live sign. He was posting footage of my podcast and speaking. I'm like, we're just going to go and we're going to have a Be Genuine table, and we're going to make this happen. And I did. And then the festival, I wanted live event shirts, not live event, shirts are not live, but you know what I mean? I wanted them in person, not drop ship. I had a great contact. We purchased shirts. We sold shirts. I did live podcasting all day long, where I'm going to take those conversations. I cannot wait to release those the month of July, and hear from little girls talking about authenticity to business owners, to moms, to dads, and everything in between. And I had a whole expo table. I had a whole candy, I had a whole tent. My kids even showed up. They're like, Mom, I didn't even know you had all this. I'm like, I didn't have it a week ago. I had a huge banner that showcased like what this message is and the impact that I want to make and who I want to align with and what I'm all about. I didn't have it a week ago. And I just keep saying yes. And people are in my world that I've put in my world in the last year and a half. And I'm like, hey, this is my vision. This is what I need. Can we do this together? So living my future now, I'm living in new levels of grace that I'm like, you know what, Jen, you're going to hiccup and you're going to fail. And I put a website out there and I had a customer buy something and I'm like, oh, I didn't even link this. I can't even accept their payment yet. Boom, let's figure it out. Shift. It all works now. I'm just saying yes. I'm living in the grace. I'm doing things with excellence, but I'm not waiting until things are perfect. I'm just going to keep stepping into things and just keep trusting that the more people I get in front of, the more people I impact. That's what it's all about for me. Focused energy. I was doing a lot of things before, and now the podcast and speaking is my focused energy, and trusting that doors are going to be open in this because this is what I am meant to do. What are you meant to do? How can you focus your energy in doing exactly what you want to do? Gretchen and I were coaching another owner yesterday and saying, hey, you're scattered all over the place. And I'm like, you know how I know that? Because that's how I was. I thought I needed to do 100 things, and I'm all about multiple streams of income. Don't get me wrong. But my energy was not focused, and therefore I was missing out on where I could go because I wasn't focusing my energy on exactly where I'm headed. And it takes a whole lot of belief in yourself to get rid of some of those extra avenues that are actually distracting you from where you're going, and you're holding on to them because you're scared of focusing on what you really want to do. Do you know how I know that? That's what I was doing. I was scared to give up the security blanket until I realized that maybe it's not such a security blanket. Maybe it's just this limiting belief I'm holding on to that you can't go all out on a speaking career right now, Jen. You got 4 kids. Can I? Do I have people and family and friends and a huge support system in place to where I can? And I am. I'm just going for it. Blind faith, knowing that until God shuts this down, I'm going to keep chasing it because it's a passion that he's burned deep inside my heart. Bigger vision, bolder moves. That's what I'm doing in 42. Bigger visions, bolder moves. What if you were doing what you wanted to do? What if you were living every single day with the impact that you want to make? I mean, it may be as a parent, as a friend, as a business owner, whatever roles you have in your life. I'm talking a lot about business because that is a huge focus in my world right now, is building something and letting my kids be a part of this legacy. You guys, my staff at this festival was my oldest daughter. My youngest 2 kids were the marketing team going around passing out free authenticity and your authenticity or superpower stickers saying, hey, my mom's got a podcast. Here's a sticker. It's free. They're watching it happen. Your kids, your family, your friends, they may not support you right now. Don't give up. Give them something as a roadmap when they decide they're going to go all in on their dreams. Maybe you're the first one to make the move. Don't wait for their support. They're in the arena. They don't get it yet. Just go. Just do this thing so that every single year you can look back and go, okay, here was what was awesome about my last year of my life. And here's what I want to level up and take into this next year. I'm so excited for year 42. So excited. I'm excited for the relationships that are building. I'm excited for the business it's building. I'm excited for my relationship with my kids that is out of this world and the connection that I have. And I get to watch them just bloom into the amazing freaking people that they are. I'm excited for you. And the fact that you're even on this podcast right now means you want to grow. It's why I listen to podcasts. Thank you for being on this journey. I hope that you take something and you take hold and you use this in your own world and go out and inspire somebody else. Like, let's not just hold on to this. Let's get it out there. Let's inspire a whole bunch of people to be passionate about the lives that they're living and live it for the success of the people around us. Oh, I love you and I believe in you. And that may sound crazy. I may not even know you, but you guys, there are people all across this world who hate people for no reason. I will always choose to love you for no reason until I meet you and find the bajillion reasons there are to love you. Keep pushing. The best years are always ahead, and I love you and I believe in you. Be genuine.
Hey, entrepreneur, I'm Jen. And I'm Gretchen, and we see you. You're wearing all the hats, you're juggling all the things and wondering, is there a better way to grow this business?
Of course there is, and we have the map. It's called Build and Brand.
Yes, we've created this mastermind for the entrepreneur who's done the DIY hustle, but knows they need strategy, accountability, and community to actually scale.
That's right. We're talking about real transformation, systems, clarity, vision, and finally, the freedom to focus on what you do best.
And no, this isn't just some feel-good inspiration chat. We're giving you real tools, real plans, and yes, some tough love if you need it.
With people who have actually done it, built it, scaled it, and want to help you do the same. If you're ready to stop guessing and start growing, this is for you.
If you're done doing business alone, it's time to build and brand.